Hi, I'm Jen and welcome back to CryptoVantage. Today we're going to be discussing the proof of work consensus mechanism, a crucial component of blockchain technology. If you find today's video useful, give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and head over to cryptovantage.com for even more news, resources, and information. Everyone has the right to submit things for inclusion into a blockchain. It's only the consensus mechanism that continuously audits the processes and makes sure that everything that is added is authentic. Before we get into proof of work though, we need to define what consensus mechanisms are. Consensus mechanisms imply protocols that ensure all nodes are in proper synchronization, where nodes are the devices maintaining a blockchain and processing transactions. Having the nodes synchronized means that all of the devices running on a blockchain agree on which transactions are authentic and therefore ready for inclusion into a block. The role of the consensus mechanism is crucial for the proper functioning of a blockchain and protecting it from potential attacks. There are several different types of consensus mechanisms like proof of work, proof of stake, proof of capacity, and more, but today we're going to delve into the proof of work mechanism. The proof of work consensus mechanism has gained a lot of traction because of its importance in running Bitcoin. However, the history of proof of work dates back to the early 90s when technologists used it to prevent denial of service attacks. The reason why Bitcoin decided to explore this consensus is kind of the same. It's to safeguard the network from attacks or fraudulent activity. In the proof of work consensus, the miners compete against each other to solve math problems. The one who completes the problem first creates the next block in the chain and publishes it to the network. The other miners involved in the process turn validators and verify if the solution is correct. The miner who has successfully solved the problem is rewarded in tokens. Now, the job of mining requires computers and energy. There are several benefits to the proof of work system, and that's why several coins apart from Bitcoin, like Litecoin and Ethereum 1.0, leverage it. The vital benefit of proof of work is that it's secure and it provides security to an entire network. Proof of work requires a miner to engage in hashing functions randomly. The process continues until it arrives at the correct output. It requires taking over 51% of the hashing power for a hacker to perturb the network, and reaching 51% requires a massive amount of power. Generating this power involves an immensely high financial cost that goes into buying the hardware and paying for the electricity. It's not incentivizing at all for a hacker to make this effort, as the amount the hacker spends might exceed their profits. Apart from disincentivizing a potential hacker, there is no other penalty for a malicious miner. If a miner manages to take over 51% of the hashing power, there's no other checkpost to stop him from dictating the network. In proof of work, every node has to process every transaction. Therefore, the process becomes time-consuming and difficult to scale. Bitcoin mining is also energy intensive, and therefore many say it's bad for the environment. According to a study, Bitcoin mining consumes more than 120 terawatt hours of energy each year, and frequently the miners use electricity produced from fossil fuels. The intent to combat these drawbacks has introduced other blockchain consensus mechanisms, which we'll talk about in another video. And there you have it, a brief overview of the proof of work mechanism. Let me know in the comments below if you think more cryptocurrencies should adopt the proof of work mechanism or move on to other ones. If you found today's video useful, give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and head on over to cryptovantage.com for even more news, resources, and information.